NewHopeEcotech was founded in 2014, December, and we wanted to do a transformation in recycling market in Brazil. So we did very different products and partnerships, and in 2016 we created the eco-label Eu Reciclo, which is I Recycle. And basically it's a eco-label that's connecting all the different actors in the recycling chain, the reverse logistics of packaging, and creating incentives for all of them to create a better world. So the founders were doing their MBA in Chicago, and they wanted to create a triple bottom line business. So they wanted social, environmental, and financial impact. And they saw in the recycling a very good opportunity here in Brazil. There was a law, the PNRS, which is basically an extended producer responsibility law, very similar to what there is in place in Europe, where it puts the co-responsibility on the CPG companies on being responsible for how the final destinations of those packages are done. Company first, it needs to declare how much waste, how much packaging it put on the market on the previous year. So with that in mind, we have like a company that has 100 tons of packaging put on the market. With that number, we can find and negotiate with the company how much of that it wants to recycle. So let's say that in Brazil, right now in 2018, the goal is at least 22%. So we should be 22 tons of packaging. With that, we go to the other side of our platform, where is the cooperatives and the recyclers. So we are all the time continuously tracking and certifying that they are doing their work and they are really recycling the waste that they get in hands. So the way that we certify that service is by using and tracking the invoices of the sale of a recyclable material. So every time they sell, let's say like 1 ton of plastic, they submit the invoice in our system. So our system gets all the data from the invoice and creates a credit, like a recycling credit that's very similar to what would be a carbon credit. And now we have carbon credits on one side of the platform and the goal of the company on the other side. So now we need to match them. So the way that we match them is by product and by region. We're gonna find different credits in different places. We're gonna aggregate all of them and do the transaction where the company is gonna pay an amount for those credits. There's gonna be a transaction fee for the platform, and the rest is gonna go straight to the banking accounts of the cooperatives, where they're gonna receive money for that reverse logistics service. We now can say that the company is complying to the goals of the regulation, and with that it gets the right to use our eco-label, the label I Recycle. We are trying to engage the other stakeholder, which is the consumer. So we're gonna sell to the consumer that companies that have the eco-label are responsible, are doing their part, are compliant to the law. So now we have the companies, the recyclers, and the consumers. There's the fourth one, let's say, it's the regulatory. We can also create reports to them, and also we have like direct systems to show to those regulatories, at least here in the state of São Paulo, which companies are complying through our system or not. So we like to think that our added value is to the whole society. We are trying to create value for many different stakeholders at the time, but the main goal is to increase recycling rates in Brazil and make a more sustainable world. When we look at different stakeholders, for the CPG companies, for example, what we do is that we have a very efficient compliance solution and also help them have a social marketing value. We're empowering the consumer to be able to choose the brands that they want, one brand that has Eu Reciclo eco-label on their package and the other that doesn't. It's your choice to do what you want with that information. And for the recycling chain, we are creating a financial incentive. We're creating a way for more capital to be put into such an important market. For sure, we expect this market, this recycling market, to develop, to create more jobs, and to recycle more and more different materials, and do more research and all of that. And all that good stuff is gonna come from more investments. We're trying to please everyone at the same time that we please each one. And it's been a hard but very pleaseful experience. It's super hard for us to really get more and more companies into that kind of project because of the lack of enforcement of the law here in Brazil. Since we don't have a lot of law enforcement, we had to create marketing value and talk more about it, and create other ways to convince a company to invest in recycling. But we feel like overall, like all the media talking about different problems regarding waste, like plastic in the ocean and all different kind of things, and many different packages that are not really recyclable. We feel like it's gonna come. It's not quick enough, but it's definitely going somewhere good, and we are very happy to be part of that change and accelerating that movement.